Hello, all, and welcome to All Red. Well, a word about Darwin Nunez must be spoken. I have been one of his biggest fans, and I still love the guy. But we need to have a conversation about Darwin Nunez. And before I get into this, I am not going to be the guy that's like, he's done, he's washed. I told you so. I told you guys that he was never going to come good. I'm not going to say that because I don't believe that. I still have hope for Darwin Nunez in this team because the potential is still there. Now, he continues to let us down, and this could be just another poor run of form because there was a point this season, 3 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago. Yeah, where we were all like, this is it. He's here. Darwin Nunez has finally arrived. There were just every game there was a goal or two. And it was finally like, he's finally figured it out. And then everything fell apart. And the mistakes continue to happen. And it's not just the missed chances now. It's the offsides. It's the consistent, poor decisions in the final third. And, to his credit, this is not a good credit, but the rest of the team has been trash as well the past couple weeks. But Darwin Nunez just continues to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And for a club that has title aspirations, a club that at one point 2 months ago had quad aspirations, we cannot have a player like that leading our line. Now, thankfully, we've had a long leash this season, and we've been able to eke out results for a while, not forever. Eventually it fell apart. We were able to eke out results in spite of that. In spite of our number 9 missing chances every single game. And we can't afford that anymore. I still believe that Darwin Nunez can be a world-class striker because he has all the intangibles, but there are just a few things that need to be retooled. Now, I think in general, as a whole, our front three this season, especially in the last 2 months, since Jota went down, and since Salah went to Egypt and got injured, that period of time from that point until now, those things kind of happen at the same time. Our front three has been pretty poor. Diaz, Nunez, Gakpo for a while there. Gakpo seems to be back. And then when Salah came back, just poor. So I'm not saying that our scoring issues are all on Darwin Nunez. No. Definitely not. But he has had his chances, and he's failed to put them away in these past few months. And I feel like the front three, so maybe not Salah as much, but Salah in the last month and a half to 2 months since he's been back, Salah, Nunez, and Diaz, they are all kind of similar players in style. They're all very direct. And I don't think that's a good mixture. I don't think that front three works well together. There have been moments where it has worked, but I just don't know if they're going to work together as a front three because I don't think there's the glue. With Salah, Mane, and Firmino, the glue was Firmino, and Firmino was really good at it. You had two very direct, Mane and Salah, very direct, quick, could go one-on-one, and could be clinical in their finishing. And you had Firmino, who could be clinical when he needed to, but he was more of the connection. He was the glue. Darwin Nunez, we've seen flashes of that. We've seen really good passes from Darwin Nunez, probably more at the beginning of the season and not so much in these past few months. But I don't get the sense that Darwin Nunez is that kind of player. That's more of a Jota role. Diogo Jota uh, is probably just he's probably our best. I don't know. I don't want to say that with Salah in there. Historically, of course, Salah, number one. But this season, I've gotten the sense, just from the feel of our games, that Diogo Jota has been our best guy. I mean, if he's healthy, he's kind of the first guy I want in there because he's so clinical. But he's also just the way he reads the game, the way he's able to pass, the way he's able to open up other things for other players. Jota is now the key, and he's got to be our main guy. I really hope he stays healthy for these last few games because he is so key up there in the way that he's able to distribute and also the way he's able to finish. Now, back to Darwin. What do we do with Darwin Nunez? Well, I want to keep giving him chances because I want him to come good. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know what Klopp does. What kind of training has there been? It seems like it's more of a mentality thing with Darwin Nunez. And I get this sense with Luis Diaz in some regards as well. And maybe Gakpo too. They're just a little too rushed. They get the ball, and I've said this previously, they get the ball in the final third, and it's just like, oh, what am I going to do? I got to make a pass, or I got to make a shot. I'm just going to shoot. And it's just like Diaz, I get it. Like Diaz and Nunez, they're kind of like these agents of chaos. Obviously, we know Nunez is like that. But it just feels like anxious play instead of the fluid, fun connectivity that we so loved under Mane and Salah and Firmino. There was smoothness there, and with Darwin and with Diaz, it just feels like anxiety, like anxious play where they're not thinking straight. They're rushed. So I feel like it's not a physical thing. Darwin's got all the physical tools. It's a mental thing. And I don't know how he breaks out of this, but I really want him to. And I think he can. I believe he can. And Liverpool are going to need him to do that. Now, total wild card up in the air. Next season is a complete mystery because we still don't know who our manager is going to be. So I can't even speak to anything beyond this season. But we have 5 games left. Is that right? We have 5 games left. Excuse me. We have 5 games left. I actually don't expect Darwin Nunez to start too many of those games because there is very, very, very little, so very little margin of error at this point in the season. Like, we cannot drop any more points. If we end up drawing one of these last 5 games, I think we're out of it. I really do. I don't see City losing. I could see them drawing 1 or 2 of these final games. Arsenal, I could see them losing or drawing 1 or 2 of their games. So we just have to be clinical. And for Klopp, I feel like maybe Darwin Nunez is an impact sub the rest of the way because he's just a wild card, and we can't afford a wild card at this point. Now, if we're down a goal late, we need a wild card. We do. If it's tied with 10, 15, 20 minutes to go, we need a wild card. And Darwin Nunez is that wild card. And that's a good thing to have. I don't want Darwin Nunez, I don't want his career to be a Divock Origi career. As good and as legendary as Origi is in our hearts, I would be disappointed if Darwin Nunez was a late game sub for the rest of his Liverpool career. That would be a failure. For the price tag that we paid for him, that would be a failure. We paid for a starting number 9. And so far, I think any Liverpool fan would tell you we don't have that yet. We don't have that yet. And that's disappointing because it's now been, what, 2 years, 2.5 years? So, yes, finally, I will come out and say I'm disappointed in Darwin Nunez. It's been fun and games to laugh at the chaos up to this point, but we can't have that anymore. Okay? I sound like a dad. I am a dad. I've got 3 kids. We're done. We're done playing like this, Darwin. We are not going to do this anymore. You need to figure it out. Okay? All right, enough of that. Still believe in Darwin. I do. I still believe in him. I still believe that he can come good. And I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see clinicalness. I want to see Darwin Nunez finish every big chance that he gets. It's going to take him a while. If he can do it, if Darwin Nunez can do it, it's going to take a decent run of consistency for him to break the narrative on this. And maybe that can't happen until we do have a new manager. Maybe there has to be a change there, and there will be. And I'm not blaming Klopp. Heck no, absolutely not. But we got to see it for a while now. So that's my word on Darwin Nunez. I still believe in the guy, still love the guy, still want him to figure it out. And I believe he can. But we got to see it. All right, Darwin, we got to see it.